Yeah, our system of checks and balances is in jeopardy. I spent most of January making the case to the U.S. Senate as to why this president was unfit and should be removed from office. And the point was that he always will put his own benefit ahead of the benefit of the country, and he does not have fidelity to the oath that he took when he became president. And that makes him dangerous. It makes him a danger to our democracy and to our institutions.
Senator McConnell, was what the president did last night the right thing to do?
Well, the silence of many Republicans in Congress is completely deafening, right? And bad things are allowed to happen because good people stay silent, right? There's always people who are going to be willing to abuse power. There's always people who are going to be willing to do things that are inconsistent with the values of our nation and threaten our institutions. But it's good people who have to stand up and stop it and be vocal against it. And if they don't, then they're not fulfilling their duty either. We've seen it. It's one of the more troubling aspects of the Trump era, and what we're seeing is people who remain silent and allow terrible things to happen. Whether you're talking about police abuses, whether you're talking about systematic racism, whether you're talking about, in this instance, the misuse of our military to quell peaceful protests. You have to stand up. We have to be vocal about who we are as a nation, what our values are, and we have to fight the normalization of this. None of this can be allowed to become normal because this is not who we are.
Is what the president did and what unfolded at the White House last night appropriate?
I did not think that what we saw last night was the American right.
Thank you.
When I fought overseas for our country, I fought so that we could defend our freedom over there and protect the rights and civil liberties of people protesting and defending our Constitution here. So I get very concerned when I see soldiers being mobilized, and particularly as they were the other day, to interfere with people's First Amendment rights that were peacefully protesting and assembling. It's not what our military should be doing. It's not what our military is at its core, and it really jeopardizes our system. People sacrifice their life to maintain their oath for this country and to perform their duty. And sometimes they have to sacrifice their job too. That's not asking a lot. And we are certainly in a situation where the president demands complete and full loyalty to himself, not to the Constitution. And that demands that some people risk their jobs or even resign in some instances to make sure they're fulfilling their duty to the country.